Friday. Happy Friday Live. I hope that today has found you well. Let's see what we can do today. I've got a plan. I've got photos. Oh, I've got Facebook asking me to log in for the first time in a long time. Let's do that. Okay. Yes, so, hold on. Come here. Right, so today I've got one page to show you in case you missed it. And in case you missed it. So this is the page that went up on Paige's blog this week. That's a lot of the word page, because sometimes it's the scrapbook page and sometimes it's Paige Evans, the person. Yes, anyway. So this is live on pagetaylorevans.com. It went live on Wednesday, so it'll be a couple posts back now probably. And yeah, so that's new this week. So this was the first time I could share it. I got it now, right? Now, Facebook's agreeing that I can see you now. Yay. All right. And so if you missed that one, I posted just the photo of it, but also the link a little bit further back. And then I've done 2 layouts with the April kit so far. Today is going to be layout 3. This one I need to put the journaling on, but this was from Monday. Super simple, but just really happy spring colors. Nice, easy half and half construction. Did end up getting some white speckles on here. If you saw the end of that one, the white speckles kind of wanted to just disappear into that pink paper, even though they were appearing beautifully on the purple. But I did get it in the end. So I just need to add the journaling to that, and that's done. And then this is the one that Facebook didn't like. But there it is. So if you wanted to see that one, because that's the one that they removed the video because for some reason they did not approve. I don't know what I did. I'm not controversial, generally. But there we go. So those are the 2 I've done so far. And then today I have this ready because I'm going to get inky a bit. I've even got to have you seen what's there? I'm going to heat up all the things. I've got a heat mat. I got stuff. I'm all good to go. We're going to do some fun things today. So here is something interesting and where I started today. Oh, Sherry, you crack me up. That my soothing voice would put you to sleep. We had a family discussion about this at Easter. And the fact that my voice is so strident, we don't know how anyone could be lulled to sleep by my voice. But I thank you anyway. So these 4 colors have been, I can even put them in order. This one came first, and then that one, and then that one, and then this one. These 4 colors of Distress Oxide have all been in various Best of Both Worlds kits, because I like putting in a stash builder, so that there's always a tool that you can continue to use, like a stamp or a stencil, or something along those lines. And there's usually an ink pad. This month we also have this. In addition, we had stencil, ink, and pops of color, which we're going to use today too. Yeah, so I wanted to put these 4. We have had a couple others too. We put these 4 together, and that color scheme is very Easter to my eye. Yeah. So as it happens, it was just Easter, and I took photos. I took my camera with me, and I clicked buttons, and I have Easter photos. So that's what we're going to do today. Easter scrapping with those things. And this is textured white cardstock, just normal basil white. And I've coated it with a layer of gesso to make it a bit sturdier. It does mean that nothing's going to want to stick to it, but I have ways around that. So yeah, just clear gesso. You can use white gesso, whatever you like. But I have clear because I like to put it over pattern paper sometimes too. Yeah. Now, let me do my advertising speech before I forget. And then we're going to talk about the 2 different ways that these photos printed. All right. So, hi, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes. I design scrapbooking products, and I help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job. And that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's legally considered advertising. And I have to make sure you're aware of that. So it is, and I thank you for coming to watch my #advertising. If there's ever any questions about anything, you just ask. I'm here, I talk, it's all good. You can never shut me up, it's fine. So if you want to ask me anything, just go ahead. Right? Right. Now, on that advertising note, 2 things. Number 1, there's a class that starts on the 20th. It's only $15 or 11 pounds. I would love for you to join me for that, and it is Shimelle.com. Cool? You can find it. It's right at the top. You can sign up. There's also a full, if you're a huge fan and you never want to miss a class, you can pay in advance for a whole stack of classes. There's a new one of those now. If you were on the 2018 pass, that has now expired. It's all done. You got everything. So you need to sign up for either the new class on its own or the new pass if you want to keep going. I would love to have you keep going. Thanks. The other advertising thing is that in the description box, I put 2 links. I had some requests to make it a little easier to find what I'm working with in the actual video rather than having to troll back and scroll back to find what was in that current month's kit. Right. So I now, as long as Facebook don't think this is spammy, I've included 2 links, and I did some research, and 2 links should not be getting me in trouble. So hopefully that's not it. So there's the link that takes you to the list of everything that's in the April kit. And then there's also the live shopping list for May. And there's only 2 items that are out of stock in May, and they're both easy to deal with. So all the papers, all the stickers are all still there. The green enamel dots had sold out, so I've just added another set of green enamel dots from another brand to the list, so you can have that. And the only other item that is sold out is a little stamp set that has a sunshine on it. You could either leave that out entirely. You might have a sunshine stamp in your stash. You could draw a sunshine. I have a feeling you could do that. It's okay. I could even doodle you a printable sunshine. We could do something, okay? So go ahead and get the rest either by shopping the link or by shopping locally or by shopping your stash for something similar. Great. Now, let's talk about these photos. So last week, we had a discussion about the app from Canon, the camera company, to go with the selfie printer. There's a layout. Is it called layout? I should have checked what it's called. I think it's called selfie photo layout or Canon photo layout, something like that. Right. And it allows you to do what I had done with Project Life before, to put, an N up, how many photos do you want on the canvas, nice and easily. But I hadn't been using it because it used to crash on me all the time. And some people said, yeah, it still crashes. And some people said it's got better. So I went ahead and re-downloaded it and gave it a try. It did not crash while I was working on this. Now, admittedly, I have these at the very end, like they were the most recent photos in my photo library. I didn't scroll back 80,000 photos. Yes, I have 80,000 photos on my photo library. I don't have a problem with that. So I didn't scroll all the way back, and that may be what makes it crash. I don't know. I'll do more research on that later. But this is what I wanted you to see. So this is 2-up, and it does give you the white border in between. Great. But this version is 2-up, and then you save it in the layout app. And then when you go into the print app and print from Canon Print, if you say borderless, this is what it's going to give you. It's actually printing wider than the perf lines. So you would not be able to use that as a white border. And a lot of us, the reason we were looking for this was because we wanted to be able to have a white border on all sides, which means you need it in the middle. The Project Life app does not put this gap in the middle. Yeah? Okay, so this is you put borders in the 2-up, but you don't put borders in the printed version, would give you this bigger version. But if you then click bordered, now you've got a pretty hefty white border. So that takes it down much smaller. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that so you could see side by side what your size options would be. I'm going to use the tinier ones today because I didn't like this option where there's no white border at all. Cool? I still think I like the Apple Photos printing to the selfie best of all, but I can cope. Right. What else we got? Now, let's go ahead here. So these colors together look like that. So that is in a blend, but I'm not going to do blending today. I'm going to do something different. But that's those colors in a blend. Yes. And then this was, this is Spun Sugar, Kitsch Flamingo, and Picture Raspberry, which is very pretty too. Yeah? All right. Sabrina suggests, from her personal experience, saving one of the misprints as a reference, and then you could write the settings on it so that you could see what those settings are, and then you can use the settings that you want. That sounds very sensible. Dahlia says, do you still have a drawer full of photos? No, this house is smaller than the other one, and my space is much smaller, so that had to go. I do not have a dresser full of photos anymore. Nope. Okay. So here we go. I have the heat tool. I have these. Are you ready? So there's going to be, we're going to work on rule of thirds today. So there's going to be this strip of paper that's going to be 4 inches wide, and it's going to sit on this side. And then this bit here is going to get inky. Yeah. Okay. And breathe. Make sure I remember my plan of what I'm going to do today. Get everything out of the way. Georgia wants to know what's at the top of my desk. My desk got a present. So this is what Maleficent got. The desk is called Maleficent, if you hadn't picked up on that yet. This is what Maleficent got as a present. It's a coaster and a cup with teacup, Dumbo, Snow White, Donald driving a car. Available at Shop Disney. And a mug that fits on top. There we go. Right. Thanks, Georgia. Oh. Dahlia got a new delivery of Distress Oxides yesterday. I believe mine are out for delivery today, and I'm very excited to have new colors as well. Yeah. Okay, I won't need boopers today, because, well, not for this bit. I'm not boopering. Not booping. Boopering. Okay, trying to decide what color I want to start with. I'm going to start with Kitsch Flamingo. Let's start with the one that's in this month's kit. Let's make this a bit less dusty. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. So, hello Jody, who must be on the other side of the world if it's Friday Night Live. Because it's Friday morning live here, but it is all good. So I'm putting that straight onto a mat, and then I'm going to spray water on it. Yeah. And then I need something plasticky or resist in some way. So I'm just going to use this bit of packaging. Now, I toyed with the idea of using one of these with this technique, and I tried it out. I tried it out not live because I was nervous. And where is it? Come here. This. Well, that one I've used for mixing paint and haven't washed, but you know. So these are obviously thicker than that, but you can't see through it. So I have decided that actually I prefer the option that I don't need to clean up and is going to be in the bin anyway. So I'm giving new life to rubbish before I put it in the bin. Because I like being able to see what I'm doing. Alright. Plastic. Smush. Pick it up. Remember there's going to be about 4 inches here, so I want to go over that 4-inch line. Put it down. Now, I want to be able to build up the color, so that's why I've got my heat tool here. So I know this sound may be annoying. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't know. I'm giving you a warning now in case you're wearing headphones that are pumped up loud. Okay? Okay. Right. Now, you can come back over here. Pick some more up. And what I want to do before I move... Oh, it's not that loud. Good. Okay. What I want to do before I move on to my next color is get a bit that's wet enough that it will blend with the next color. Yeah, so I wanted that bit dry. I've done that. So I want this bit to be wet enough to blend. Okay. Right, so I'm not going to dry that. I'm going to wipe this off. And this, I know it's a little bit left on the mat, and there are a million ways you could use it, but there's also a million ways I could make a mess, so I'm going to tidy it up. I wish you could see my face when I say that. It makes me laugh a lot. Right, next I'm going with Speckled Egg. Oh, Natalie got her new date for Frozen musical. And she's going 27th of August. That's like right when it opens, right? Ours is September, I think. We were originally November and then April, and I think we're in September now. Okay. Pick up some blue. Bring it over to where this is still wet so that I get some blend. Oh, oh. Yeah, it's alright. It's on the back. Jean says she would make the mess. Right. Let's heat that up. I'm going to put a little bit more ink up here just to get some unadulterated speckled egg blue. Mush, lift, come back. I could do with a bit, you can see how this has got like a nice big solid patch of color. Don't really have that in the blue yet. I'm going to try and get that. There we go. Now keep in mind speckled egg is kind of a gray blue, so it's not as Easter blue as you might expect. Gemma says, is there mint? There's pistachio, which is also lovely and Eastery. Did I do pistachio on any of my samples? No. I was mixing the other day to have a look. But I went away from it because it hadn't been in a kit. So cracked pistachio is that kind of mint. So it's not like a Tiffany mint, not like the jewelry store. It's green. Yeah. And we've got this one in May, which I'm very excited about. I'm really excited about summer green. That's what I'm calling it. Campfire. Campfire green. No, I know crackling campfire is that orangey red. And we've had that in, and I will use that through the summer too. But, yeah. Now, if I got a bit that's wet enough to get a blend, I might just spray it. So let's tidy this up. So option number 2 of getting it wet enough that you get a blend with your next color is, instead of putting on more watered down ink, you just put water on your page. So I'll put the next color of ink down, which is going to be this yellow. So that's scattered straw that we had last month. We'll spray that. But then I'm also going to spray this, but I'm only going to spray where it's going to overlap. That's it. That's enough. Pick up the yellow and bring it over here. That edge is a little bit more square than I would have liked. That's okay. Let's run it that way. Okay, let's dry that. You're not halfway through yet, Corinne. We're just getting started. Okay. Just checking my desk isn't getting hot. It's not. Heat mat's doing its thing. Hurrah. Okay, I'm gonna put more water on here so I can get those square edges. Whoop. Get rid of the square edges. That's it. Oh goodness, Anakin was up too early. He decided it was going to be an early day and he had not consulted his elders. Okay, one more color to add, and that's the light pink, which is spun sugar. Now, spun sugar is pretty subtle. Ah! Karen says, I'm a bad influence because whenever she watches me do stuff, she wants to get the things. Oh my goodness. Well, save up and have an excellent surprise. Okay. Let's get that wet enough. Do a little bit of blending there. Spun sugar. Georgia. George says, when you save up, then use my affiliate link. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And I have to say thank you to those of you who came out to say, hey, this is an opportunity where you could use Shimelle's affiliate link earlier this week. That was a huge help, and you saved me from a massive, oh my goodness, what do I do kind of scenario. So I thank you for paying attention to that detail and helping me out there. And as a result, there is now a reference post on Scrapbook Like a Superhero that has a link to every kit shopping list since we started last August. Speaking of which, should there be some sort of special celebration when we get to a year's worth of kits? I don't know. Dahlia says, is it my imagination? Do you have a new appreciation for distress oxides? Well, so here's the thing. I've always, I mean, since they brought them out, I've liked them a lot. However, the new appreciation comes in me kind of delving a little bit more in what I can share with you here and realizing that I find them to be a really successful gateway into inky work. Okay, I think they are a much easier, more successful way in to using ink on your pages than a lot of other products. And so the reason that I've been adding them to the kits and really showing you lots of different ways that I could use them here is because I'm not in this to get you to buy everything that's ever been made. Yeah? So I want you to have things, I'm just taking that light pink up to the top too. I want you to have things that I really think you will get your money's worth, and you will make pages that are enjoyable to make and also gorgeous, you know, something that when you get it done, you'll be like, oh, I made that, and that is so cool. Yeah. So that is why I kind of made a conscious decision that the ink pads that I have been sharing, I've been sharing the scrapbook.com hybrid ones for stamping in color, because they're just really, they're really lovely for that. I need more spun sugar. They stamp beautifully. If you want to stamp in color, I think those are lovely. The price point's great. They last, yeah. But they don't do all the techniques that a distress does because they're a different kind of ink. What side was I using? That side, the wet side, the inky side. Yeah, so the distress oxides, because I added one or two of the normal distress ink pads when we started. And then as I thought more and more about their use on scrapbook pages, I got more in favor of the oxides being a way that's just, you're going to have success with it. Yeah? Okay. I think I've probably said enough about that. I'm probably going on a bit now. But does that make sense? So those are the two that I've been really adding to the kits. Georgia got Candy Shop Pink and Parisian Purple. I don't have that purple, but I have that pink. It's a good pink. Let me know what you think about that purple. They sell like the option to just get the whole set. And when it was at the very beginning, before I had bought several individually, I was like, so at what point does that seem crazy? But I don't actually have anything except the Jenny Bolin, which was like 14 ink pads. I don't have a whole set of anything. I might get there with oxides. I don't know. I'm going to see how I go with a collection of more than what I have now. And do I make it all work, or do I feel the need to complete? Sabrina likes that I use cork for a heating surface. Is that weird? It's just a kitchen trivet. Yeah? Classy. But, yeah. Georgia says, there's a question from Rebecca about ordering from scrapbook.com to the UK, and at what point do you get charges? Georgia says, Georgia says she does small orders to keep this $6.99 postage, and she hasn't had any bills. I do $11.99 level orders usually, so my postage comes to about $11.99. And yeah, and I haven't been charged since Christmas. My Christmas box was massive, mahoosive. And I did get a big bill on that one. So my strategy for importing, because you want to get stuff that's not available here, is to go ahead and budget for the VAT on top. So budget 20% plus the surcharge, which I think is something like £9 at the moment. And then if you don't get charged, that money goes back in your craft budget. Right, the sun has just got way more bright, so I think I need to close the curtains so that you can see what I'm doing. Give me 1 second. Step over the heat tool cord to get to the curtains. Is that gonna do it? Okay. That's a bit more even. You can see what I'm doing. Amy says, do you have a UK affiliate link? Nope, nobody here has an affiliate program. So, yeah, I just have scrapbook.com, scrapbook.com, cherry on top, Simon says stamp. Is that everything? And Amazon. I mean, you can use my Amazon link if you want. Those are on the side of my blog, by the way. Right, now, this is a lovely start, but it's me. So shall we say it's time for more? Shall we do some more? Well, stencil. Now, I also did a little research with this stencil because all the other stencils I've included in kits so far, I've used a normal booper and booped through the stencil and it was all good. I wasn't particularly happy with the booping through the stencil. This is booping through the stencil. It's not bad, but it took a lot of effort. It was way harder than most stencils. And it's because of the shape. It has all of those pointed edges, the little triangle points. Yeah? And so I did some experimenting. And if you've got a brush you can boop with, that's way better with this stencil. This is a different kind of sample, but that is brush through there, and it did not cause me heartache. It was just a normal amount of effort, and it just came out much nicer. The white, not the yellow. The yellow was smooshing the stencil. Yeah? Okay. So, I recommend a brush if you can do it. Now, I'm not getting to the yellow color pops yet. So I could do white over the top, or I could do one of the colors over the top. I could bring out picked raspberry. Yeah. Does anybody have a certain thing that they would want to see, or do you want me to make an executive decision? My throat reminds me, drink the coffee, don't just look at the cute cup. Discussion in the comments about whether small orders are a bad thing. Yeah, I don't think ordering is ever a nuisance. No, that's fine. And usually small orders you're going to pay actual shipping, so it's not like they're out the shipping price, you know? If it were free shipping and you ordered a piece of paper, then they've probably lost money on that. But if you're paying shipping because you've only placed like a few dollars or a few pounds order, I think you're fine. Well, we've got votes for both picked raspberry. Why is that so hard to say? Picked raspberry and white paint. So why don't I do both? Yeah, why don't I do both? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Have I got two brushes or only one brush? Because I'd like to do the raspberry first. Let me see if I've got a second brush.
Oh, this is promising.
Oh. I do, but it's purple. But the purple's not going to come off. It's just stained purple. Alright. It's dodgy. It's been in the box a bit. Hold on. Yes, that was crazy, but yeah. Alright, so picture raspberry. And then we're going to do white paint over the top. Dahlia says, would the yellow paint for the kit work? Yes, but I have something else planned for that. So the yellow is not an option yet. We will get there. Actually, you know what? That brush is so hard, I don't want to damage the ink pad. So I'm going to put it on here and boop from there. It's loud though. Not as loud as the heat tool. Probably really annoying to everyone else in the house. I'm sorry. Which is more annoying? Shimelle's voice or the sound of the booper? Georgia says the pops of color is going to need a drum roll because you're all waiting so patiently. We're getting there. We're getting there. Patricia says she always worries that a small order doesn't cover a profit for the time it takes to pick it and put it in a box and all of that. But small orders can also build up customer loyalty. And then, you know, if you're happy with your small orders, when it's time for you to do a big order, that's the shop you're going to come back to. So that's okay too. I know it sometimes feels quite tricky because, you know, like a sheet of paper, although a sheet of paper is more than double what it was when I joined this hobby, it's still quite a relatively low price point. Whereas if I go to buy yarn, like a skein of yarn is 17 pounds, so my small order, my one item order, has a larger total. Doesn't necessarily mean the profit margin's any different. I think crafts across the board have pretty lousy profit margins. We do it because we love it. Alright. Dun dun dun! Nice? Happy? Let's do another set down here. Take this off the bottom of the page. Melinda says, do you clean the type of brush that you're using? If so, how? And I don't wash it out and get it wet. I stab it off until no more paint comes out. And then I just do it like that. Changing rooms in the late 80s and I'm stenciling someone's house without them knowing. Maybe it was 90s. But there was a lot of stenciling and stippling and rag rolling the walls. Sherry's got a good comment there about her experience in ordering to Canada, which always seems like it shouldn't have as crazy high shipping because it doesn't have to cross an ocean from the States, but totally does. So she says Paper Issues has like a holding system so she can say, this is my order, but don't ship it yet. There we go. Yeah. Oh. I'm channeling my inner Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. I am. That was the era when I first moved here. Changing rooms was a big deal. Now, did I just do too much water to make that a thing? I'm going to show you this just on the covered up bit. So I'm not going to use this on my layout today. But I know some of you love this technique, so I'm going to show it to you. And then maybe some of you who don't already love this technique might want to try it. So this is going to be covered up, so I'm not worried about this going a bit wrong. Here we go. So, I don't know if you can you see that smush happen? Hopefully you can. Yeah. And then put something down on top, paper towel, cloth, whatever. Give it a good press. And lift it up. And you get that sort of look, which is not the look I want today, but there we go. Yeah. All right, let me tidy up before I do white paint. Patricia says, Shimelle did something similar in 4x6 photo love. What? Dun, dun, dun. Dahlia just has it in her mind that she only does big orders. She doesn't do small orders on anything. It's not a scrapbooking rule. It's just her thing. She wants to make it worth the box getting. Well, I suppose, like, if you're ordering 2 sheets of paper overseas, yeah, the shop doesn't mind, but you are putting a box on plane. I mean, you might want to save up in an environmental sense. But if you're ordering locally, obviously the footprint of your order, I mean, it's not invisible, but it's much smaller than an overseas order. Yeah, it is what it is. Right, I don't know. Okay, I can't find what the 4x6 photo love reference was in reference to. Okay, I'm going to need to dry that so that I don't have a huge mess. But yeah, I thought you might like to see that in case. Oh, I hadn't gessoed this bit, so it's not quite as even. White paint. So this is acrylic paint. Okay. I can't find Natalie's original question. Okay. If there's anything I need to comment on, help me out, because I can't find it. Sorry. It doesn't show me the things threaded while we're live. I can see them threaded after we finish, but not while we're live. Alright. Yeah, the pink on the yellow is lovely. I like the pink raspberry over all of these colors, actually. It's really nice. Okay, so I don't want it to line up exactly, and I don't even want it to be like slightly offset, so I want it to be more more separate. Okay, so the paint is thicker. You see that? Yeah. So you have to kind of stomp it out a little bit. You could do this with texture paste too, but even the acrylic is thick enough to give you some texture. Gemma says she thinks a sponge would work if you didn't have a suitable brush. Yeah, you could totally try. And speaking of sponges, I don't know if anybody else has tried this, but I am in gessoing a few things this week. I've decided I'm going to try this. So I normally just put gesso on with a paintbrush, but don't ever use like your best paintbrush to put on gesso because essentially you're kind of putting on a glue. Yes, that's white acrylic paint. Just normal white acrylic paint. So yeah, don't use your best paintbrushes to put on gesso because even washing it out straight away, it can get super just kind of stuck. And so I tried it. I mean, this is my gesso brush. It's from the kids section at IKEA and comes in a set. I actually quite like them. Anyway, but what I was noticing, because a brush, obviously, brushes pick up dust really easily, and so when you're putting on gesso, sometimes there's dust in your brush that then gets transferred onto your page. And I was wondering about using like a fake beauty blender, that style of sponge to put on my gesso. So I'm going to try that. Gemma says it goes on really nicely with an almost dry baby wipe. That I have not tried that. So there we go. Rebecca says, is it like PVA? Yes and no. I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't use PVA instead. Because PVA is going to give you like a seal and stuff's not going to go in there. Gesso is going to turn your paper into something that can hold more water. Sherry does her gesso with a silicone brush. That's a good idea too. Yeah, Rebecca says a blender blooper. Yeah. Old credit card. No, I can't do old credit card. No, that just made my shoulders go up. No, can't do it. All right. Now, by the way, before I go on to the next step, a little reference. So I did 3 different things, just different papers. I wasn't trying to make these beautiful. They're not beautiful, okay? But I just wanted to see how the papers behaved. So what I did was I took those 4 ink colors that we started with and I put them straight onto the mat. Yes? But with 4 different things. With smooth white cardstock with no gesso. Smooth white cardstock with gesso. Watercolor cardstock. Or watercolor paper. And I just thought you might find that interesting. It would have been this way. Okay. So inks in the same place on the same mat, pretty much same amount of water. Rebecca's like, wash that brush. I don't wash these. No, this is what I do. This is it. When the paint stops coming out, that's it. I use it as a dry brush, so I'm never getting it wet. Never. Rebecca says, even with paint. Yes, because that's all I would use this for. Is that technique. I'm never going to use it with something wet. I'm using it with stamped off paint. So that's it. I don't clean it. Just get the ink, the paint or ink, so that it's not coming off. And that one is always white, and this one is my colors. Okay. So the question was that from Karen, who's new to mixed media? It's not a stupid question. No. What is gesso and why do you need to use it? Okay. Yeah, can I say what's what on these papers again? Yes, I think I have room for all three here. So this is white cardstock with nothing added to it. When I put the 4 inks down, 4 little patches of ink, and sprayed with water, and then put this over the top. Rebecca never uses her stencil brushes with paint. But see, I wouldn't use any, I wouldn't stencil with paint with anything else. Whereas I'll stencil with ink with a booper. It's just this particular one doesn't work well. It's that shape. Okay, so this is no coating, no gesso. So do you see how when you get these uneven patches where it has soaked into the paper more than other places, it's not blending out nicely, so you get quite straight lines, quite harsh, and it's not running together. This is the yellow section, and that is the pink section, and this is the light pink, and this is the blue. Yeah? Okay. Then, this is the same sheet of cardstock, just cut in half, but coated in gesso. So now, same inks in the same place, same amount of water, turn it over, smush it down, and this is what you get. So these inks have blended together. I have running. Also, you can see I haven't pressed these, so this is the amount of bend that they got naturally. So this one is very bent. I don't know how much you can see that. It's very bent. This one is a little bent, but would flatten out in a page protector without any problem. Also, this color is just a little bit more true to the oxide, but look at what happens. Because you've put the gesso on, you get blends that you didn't get over here because it's soaked straight into the paper instead of sitting on top of it. So do you see how there's like a purple shade here? It almost matches my nails. It's like a lavender. I didn't put lavender ink down. And I don't get the lavender here. Those two colors touched here and I just got gray. But here I got purple. Yeah? And I got running, it went all the way to the edges, which this did not. I've got white top and bottom here. These are the same 4 colors I've been using. It's 4 different colors that have been in the kits. Speckled egg, kitsch flamingo, spun sugar, scattered straw. Okay. Yeah. Then this was watercolor paper. No gesso, but obviously the paper is made in a different way so that it is, it's made to accept wet stuff. But it's going to bleed out a lot. So like the yellow just went to town. And I lost the pink and I lost a lot of the blue here. Yeah? But I did get this awesome orange from where the pink and the yellow mixed. I love that orange. I got some of the orange here too. No orange on that one. Yeah? So they're not particularly, like these samples are not meant to be beautiful. I just thought they were really useful in showing you how they would react with different experiences, with different treatments. So that's the gesso. Now, you can get gesso in clear, you can get gesso in white. The reason I do clear is because then you could put it over a pattern paper and it would thicken up the pattern paper and allow you to put paint on top of it. And what's most important is that if I continue to add water to this, the paper would start to wear away. We get that bead effect where it's bobbling, and with this it does not. Okay, cool. Kay says, is WB at school today? No, he is not. He's on Easter holiday, but he's got a project he is working on downstairs. There we go. Siri says, I could just cut flowers out of these. Yeah, that's on watercolor paper too. But just the, I didn't do the blue on this one. Just the 2 pinks and the yellow, and then added pink raspberry. Picked. Why do I keep saying pinked? Picked. Okay. Now, let's make this bit more scrapbooky. First of all, you'll probably be happier if I cut off that branding strip and clean up my mat. So let's do that. Oh, here comes a WB. Sarah Jane says you can just pop the paper under books to flatten it. Yeah, totally can. And you can also, if you have a mink, you can run it through the mink, flatten it out. There we go. Hello, dude. What's up?
I wanted to ask you if after the live,
Yes.
you could do a quiz with me.
I could do a quiz with you after the live. Sounds like a plan.
No, it's a quiz that's in one of the things, and I've done it. I just want you to do it as well to see. And it's a quiz of which character. It's called DuckTales Personality Quiz.
Okay.
You have to. It figures out which DuckTales person
Yeah.
you are.
Can I? Do you think I'll be Beakley? Or am I not cool enough to be
No,
Beakley?
you can't be Beakley. It's one of the kids.
Oh, Huey, Dewey, or Louie.
Yep.
Okay. Not even Webby?
No, Webby.
Okay. Oh, Webby's in there. Okay.
Yeah, Webby's also there.
All right.
It's Huey, Dewey, Louie, or Webby.
Okay. Yes, I can do that after I finish my life.
It's on the computer.
Got it. Okay. So we are going to... Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the color, the pops of color. Color pops color. It's coming. But first, we're going to add in some paper. So, Easter photos today, so I am using the Easter part of the kit. So, let's find my Easter egg paper, which is here. So, happy together, yes? Yes. Excuse me, can I interrupt this flight of Lego Iron Man and the glow-in-the-dark car to get to the paper trimmer by any chance?
Yes.
Thank you kindly.
Just, I don't want you to cut your finger.
I'm not going to cut my finger. I don't have a guillotine, and that's exactly why. I have a nice, much safer style. I can't be trusted with a craft knife, can't be trusted with a guillotine.
Can be trusted with a guillotine.
No.
You can't be trusted.
I can't be trusted with a guillotine.
You can.
No, I cannot.
What can you be trusted? Then, would you cut your finger maybe?
Yeah.
Then why
Possibly
are you
my
just
whole hand.
using a...
This isn't a guillotine. A guillotine trimmer is the one where it has a big blade and you pull it down like this. No thank you, oobly-oo. Mixed media. I might as well, if I'm getting inky, I might as well tear some paper too.
Look, I'm making a little thing.
That was very satisfying, Tara, that one. Yes, you are. You like accordion.
Was that satisfying? That was satisfying.
Oh no, my tear. It tore just where I wanted it. Didn't go crazy, so that was very satisfying. Okay.
Could I tell you something?
You may.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh no. That makes it difficult to say it. Is the lilac from Bunnies and Blooms? Yes. It's the B-side of the eggs. And I'm going to edge this with the Kitsch Flamingo. Yeah.
We're on a haunted mansion, and there's a ghost next to us. Ooh.
goodness. Rebecca remembers using a guillotine cutter in primary school. No way. Okay, there's eggs going both ways, so no matter which way I put it feels like it's upside down.
What are these?
They're coasters. That way. This way.
Maybe.
Okay.
On
I
the
feel
bottom,
like this
they
is
feel like
marginally
stickers. On the bottom, they feel like stickers.
better. Okay.
On the bottom, they feel like stickers.
Oh, I think they just need a wash coming out of the packaging. Dahlia says, are there monthly layouts with simple Yeah. Don't worry. Everything will happen. But those videos take considerably more time. And may we remember, there's only been 2.5 weeks of school in this house. In this entire calendar year so far. It is April. And he's had 2.5 weeks of school. They have 1 more week off now. And then cross everything. Should be back in. So there we go.
Working when?
Back in school. Yeah? Very difficult to film those.
Going on.
When everyone is home. They are
not
certainly coming. Please don't worry. But they're not feasible this week. Rightio.
So you don't like me being here?
I did not say that at all.
You like
I like hanging out with you, but it does mean that I change the way I work, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look,
That's all.
I made a little boing, boing. Look, it can go.
Yeah.
It's like a pop-up thing.
Sorry, there's a million pop dots here, but that's okay. Pop it up, pop it up. So yeah, this
Yeah,
strip,
and I could do pop it up too.
this strip over to the left is going to be popped up.
Pop it up, pop it up. Pop it up, pop it up. If you don't know what pop it up is.
Kirsty's got to go watch today's Disney Plus installment. Enjoy.
What's that?
Friday is when new shows come out on Disney Plus, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So Kirsty's a teacher, so she's got today off as well. She's on holidays. So she's spending some time with her boy. They're going to go watch a show on Disney Plus. Right. I'm almost there. So many.
She's almost there.
I know I could use bigger foam squares, but that would require finding where I put them. That would require hashtag organization.
And it
found
would
a great many
require
things. I think.
popping it up.
Oh. I think that by and large, I'm ahead now in organization. Hello,
Why are we popping this up?
Because that's what I want to do. So this is going to sit over here.
Because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Look, they're
Now,
all stuck together.
I have
Boing.
that big Easter die cut. Now, from the scraps in here. What do you want?
I just needed a piece of paper that could fold, and one that I just needed a piece of paper.
You just need a piece of paper. Question in this house. I just need a piece of paper.
Well, we have like a million pieces of paper. So. Yeah.
Alright, let me see what's here.
You know what I'm gonna use to cut it?
What do you use to cut it?
I'm gonna use. I just needed one, so you could put
Yeah.
this one.
You want that one? Okay. Right. Photos.
Oh, it's Christmassy.
So let's cut these out. Work out where everything's going. So what I was going to say is that I have this set of die cuts. Now, these are marketed to go with a page of this style. So I really automatically went, well, I want to use them in a different style. I feel like this is challenge on. Yeah. But I looked at my Easter photos, what we took over Easter, and I think I'm going to do this page as a single and then a double page, and that's it from this year. So I think this is an amount of die cuts I can use over 2 pages. A double and a single. Yeah. If it ends up hard to get all the photos I want to include on the double, I might do one more single after that, but I think they'll probably all go on the double. So I'll have 4 little ones here, and then a big one. Kelly says she loves these ephemera packs because they are just enough of a season for her. Yeah, that's kind of what drew me to it. It meant I didn't have to get like 50 Easter die cuts and feel like, okay, now I'm never allowed to buy Easter stash because this is going to take me 10 years to use. I'm thinking I can use that whole pack with this year's photos and be done. That is my plan. Okay. Almost there. Oh, I went a bit wonky. Shimelle. Did you hear that? He told me off the same time I told myself off. How am I going to maintain my reputation for cutting with scissors if I go wonky in the middle?
I don't know, Shimelle.
Something very strange about hearing your child call you by your first name instead of Mommy. Alright. Karen says when lockdown eases on Monday, she's off to her caravan in Cornwall, and it is totally acceptable to have 3 times more scrapbooking stuff packed than clothing and essentials. Yes. Oh my goodness. To sit in a caravan and scrapbook right now, that's like the dream. Somebody that I know who has an online business, she hired a caravan and put it in her garden basically, and to work in lockdown when her house got to be too much. And so I looked at the price of what she had done, and then I was like, oh wow, yeah, no. It's a lot of money to sit in your driveway. Okay.
Could I have your glue?
You have my glue for a minute. This kind of glue.
Yep.
Okay.
I need it to stick something onto.
Okay. Right.
Okay,
So.
put it on the back.
Okay. This might be better on the double. So what if we did something more like this? I could use all of these on one double page. Totally. Okay.
Okay. And I need your glue later. Currently, I'm just trying to
That's fine. Are we feeling this sort of thing?
cut it.
So, I'm thinking I use these pieces on this page. I keep these, the Easter headline, the 2 eggs, the 2 butterflies. Oh, the carrot must need to go with the bunny. And the basket. So I'll keep those for the double page. And I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Oh no, Anakin.
What's the oh no, Anakin?
Anakin got up super early and his mommy convinced him to go back to bed, but now he's just shouting at her. Oh no. And Daya says I could use the whole pack on one layout. I totally could. Oh, and I had other Easter. I had like an Easter cut apart, didn't I? Hold up. And there's some tacks. Okay. What we got? Don't want like a million paper elements because obviously want the inky background to show, but also it's me. So. Oh, Liz, I'm sorry that you're poorly. Please feel better soon. This one.
I cut out a square using my mini version of that thing.
Oh yeah, you got your trimmer out. Well done. It's called a trimmer because it trims stuff? Indeed. Indeed it is. Sherry is using Easter paper from 2008. Excellent. Excellent work.
We're doing a side of everything.
Hello, surprise hug. Okay, careful. I got scissors. It's okay. It's okay. I stopped. All right. Was there anything else? The bunny paper I don't have yet, but I did find it here, so I've ordered it. The one that I accidentally didn't get from my own kit because I'm a dork. So I can use that. And possibly even, yeah, so I've got those two. Those might go on the other page. Hippity Hop in pink or Hippity Hop in purple. Because look. Right. I'm going to cut it out because I might use that. Right. Let's make it fit. And these two at least are gonna get flamingoed. Oh, look at that. Nice glowiness. Love it. Thinking I might just cut this down to the round shape. It's not a circle. I started to say circle. It's not a circle. But I kind of want to include that lavender a little bit over here. So that's what I'm thinking. Add a flamingo to that as well. Organic shape toward the outside open edge. See how that's what we've done in this ink? So that's what I want to do here. This boxy shape on the outside edge then kind of fights against that. But if you put the boxy shape inside and the organic shape to the outside, works a little better. Now we're going to discover if anything's going to stick to the gesso. Doesn't always. Oh, we're all right. We're all right. It's my lucky day. Yes.
Could you do that tail and stuff that you did earlier?
You just want a straight line? What do you want, Torn?
No, I want just like a little bumpy straight line.
You want a bumpy line? Like curves like this? Is that what you want?
Well, I don't want
Or you want like this?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
wanted. I was trying to do it myself.
It takes practice, don't worry. So yeah, pull toward you. A little bit at a time. There you go. You're welcome.
I need that, and then I'm going to flip it over, and it will need a tiny trim. It will need a tiny trim to match.
What adhesive would you use if the gesso wouldn't allow you to use your usual roller? Either wet adhesive of your preference or foam squares. Pop the whole thing up. There we go. Yep.
So
That's
we'll
what
always
works.
be using pop it up, pop it up, pop it up, pop it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We would always be using.
Okay, I think the bunny kind of needs to come on top of the photo. It's possibly popped up. So, I'm going to start from here. Georgia says, what's the difference between that Tombow and the white and green bottle? Do you know? I wondered this week too, because I'll show you what I found in the same box with the heat gun. I found this. I think just rebranding. No. Slightly different. Tombow Mono Multi-Liquid Glue. Tombow Mono Aqua Liquid Glue. They are different. Is this white or is this clear? It's white. This one's clear. There we go. I think they probably work pretty similarly on most things. Oh. This one can do removable or permanent. This one cannot. That's your difference. Removable or permanent, depending on how long you leave it. This one is permanent. There we go. As well as the clear and white issues. Yeah, Missy on YouTube will show you loads of things to do with wet medium if you want, and she just gessos over everything. What else was I going to say? Yeah, the thing to keep in mind with Missy is that she does have a massive stash of lots of different things that she can put on her pages. And so she does amazing stuff, but please, like, her work is gorgeous. But just keep in mind that it almost needs it needs a good mindset if you're somebody who's like, I saw one layout and I want to buy all the products that are on it. You're going to be broke after you watch Missy. I'm just saying. She's been doing this a long time. It's always been her style to have a lot of ink and color, so she has a lot of stuff built up. Don't go buy it all at one go, and she wouldn't tell you to buy it in one go. Yeah? Build over time. Okay. Yes, mister. It's like a Christmas American flag. Thank you, dude. Right, where was I? Here.
Page that I'm making, and it will have a little pop-up thing, because then we could put it in like a little album for me, and it would have a pop-up on it.
Okay.
Because I'm going to use this little thing that Sia showed me a long time ago.
Okay.
From school.
Yeah.
Let me just show you. She showed me how to build one of these.
Oh yes, the accordions. Yeah.
And then what I can do is I can
it's like a Jack in the Box.
No, it's supposed to fold up, and then you when you close it, it's like a pop-up book. So then, like when you open it up.
Everyone says, who is Missy? Missy Widden. Widden. She designs for Page and for Hip Kit. Some other places that I can't think of, but she's really prolific. She's very inky. You can find her on YouTube. Missy Widden. Sorry? What do you need, dude?
I just need another piece of paper to use quickly. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so where I was here, this bit is popped up, so I need some pop dots underneath this edge so that I don't just smush the photo. So I'm going to put them along this line underneath here. Yeah, her stuff is amazing. Stick. There we go. Okay, photos all there. Bunny. Bunny's gonna go on pop dots too. You hear him singing. Okay, so and this one is going to go up here. So this way I've still got this little bit of yellow. Now, I will admit, I don't particularly love this design element here of the valley. Yeah, I mean, you get that between a bunny's ears too. This is not my favorite. However, here's why I'm okay with it here. It's not just because I want to see the yellow because I put yellow on the page. Although that helps, it cannot be my reason. I can't deal with the idea of you put that down, therefore you must break all other design rules in order to see it. No. So instead, the reason it works for me is that I then end up with this arched shape. So I can follow, and this has a kind of up, down, up, down, up, down. It's a bit like a roller coaster. If this were a boxy piece here, if this were another tag, I wouldn't like it as much, and I would feel the need to put something here. Even if it was this small and you only saw the yellow at the top. Okay. By the way, the journaling on this is going to go up here. I want a title over here, and then I want to get those yellow pops of color in there. Yes, sir.
I need this to be stuck to there, this to be stuck to there, and then the bottom part to be stuck on there. But I'll stick it on. I just need help with you getting that glue on there and then sticking it on so then it won't fall off.
Okay. Push and hold. All right. Let go.
So we have to turn it upside down. We have to turn it over. Turn it over.
No, because that would just stick it to the desk. What are you sticking it to?
We're sticking it to this.
Yeah.
But then we would have to turn it
You're going to stick it first.
Well, we don't want to stick it to that side. We want to stick
I know.
Oh, and we want this side to be going up.
Okay. You stick how you want. I've interfered in child artwork. It's not working. Okay, hold on. Let's figure out a title. Because I've got letter stickers in this kit. I just suddenly thought, what are my lettering options here? Lettering options? I have all of the colors. Okay. Can I do 2021 down here? Should I do it in white or purple? Or pink, but I think white or purple.
Look.
Yeah.
And it will pop up.
It will. Yes, it will.
So then you can see inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little pop-up, and then you could put it in a book.
Oh, I want to lift this up, but it's so thin. Okay, I made it.
Lift it up, but it's so thin and you don't want to tell it.
Correct. Oh, and then I put it too far over. Oh, Shimelle.
Shimelle?
I know.
Shimelle.
Yes. Trouble.
You are trouble. bow. No more you at your desk for 30 days.
I'm getting worse instead of better. Hold up.
No, you can't be at your desk.
Not being at my desk for 30 days would bother the regulars a lot.
The irregulars and the...
Dahlia says, what about the big Easter word? No, I'm going to use it on the double page. I'm going to use it on the double. Look, it's way too big now. Like, where would you put that? It's too big now. It's going on the double. Okay. Two strong syllables, and I'm in trouble, says Sherry. Shimelle. Yes. All right. So I've done it in purple. If you think that's too heavy, you could always do it in white. Also, if your photo spacing doesn't allow for stickers on top, you could put it onto the background down here. Or you could use the little tile stickers, which are going to be shorter. Yeah. Oh no, this isn't part of the double. So this is a single, and then there's going to be a double. Yeah.
Is that a cup thing? Like this?
Yeah, this is a coaster. Yeah.
It matches.
Yeah.
Cup.
And it matches the cup.
Do they come together?
Yes. Oh, even the blue is nice. Okay. But I've used the purple now.
Which one is the human? Which one's the ghost? I can't figure it out.
That's the Hatbox Ghost. He's just at Disneyland in California.
Which ghost is which then?
It's the same ghost, but he has a box that his hat is meant to go in, and instead of his hat being in the box, it's his head. What? So he's called the Hatbox Ghost.
No, that's where his
the color and
no,
how this
it's
is going to
actually
work.
this thing, this over here needs to be there. The head needs to be in a certain spot. Where should the head be?
Okay, I kind of want to do a vertical tile here. It's not a good candidate for a horizontal title over here because look at how that would fit. Unless your title was like a tiny word that would fit in this gap here, or something that you could fit, vertically with a few short words. If you did it here in a straight line and you have this gap underneath, you could overcome, but I'm not loving it. I want to keep that line pretty well, and when I journal, I'll journal into that gap there. Okay, so I want to put my title over here, but I already have a really strong vertical line here. So I think the best bet, although I'm not using this piece, is to run the title that way, but I want it to be smaller and simpler so that it's easier to read. Big, detailed titles, not easy to read on the vertical, but over here it should be okay. So what if can I spell in the, oh yeah, I haven't used these, so I can do Easter in these largest size in the purple. Easter is kind of a big deal this year because you could see other people outdoors, which we could not do at Christmas. So this was the first time since, I want to say like October, maybe even earlier than that we had seen family. It's crazy. Bud life. So yeah, it was kind of a big deal, even though we stayed outdoors all day. But if you don't live here and you don't know the craziness that just happened, so Easter Sunday we had beautiful weather. I mean it's springtime, so it wasn't like super sunny, but yeah, he's in short sleeves. He's wearing a hat to keep his hair out of his eyes, rather than because he needed one. And oh, okay, not on the desk, please. Thank you.
Soy desk, soy Melissa.
It was really, really warm. Really warm. And then Monday and Tuesday it snowed. So there we go. Sunday, no jackets. Monday, snowing.
Tuesday, snow.
On Monday, it snowed all day. No, it wasn't like snow that stacked up here, but there were flakes in the sky and it was really cold. Alright, oh, part of that is wonky somewhere. What letter is wonky? It's the A. Sorry if you know that song and then you have the days of the week in your head. Okay. Are we ready for some color pops? Pops of color. Now, we're going to use that, and we're going to use this end of the paintbrush. Are you still with me? All right. I need to know, egg shapes or heart shapes? I feel like heart shapes will be easier to recognize. And that even with eggs on a page, because they would just be the shape of an egg, you kind of be like, what was that? Is that a messed up polka dot? Whereas a heart is a heart. Yes? So I'm thinking heart shapes. I'm going to show you on here first. Okay. Push, pull, reload. So that would be the egg. There's the egg shape. Or push, pull, and you get a heart. I'll do an egg so that you can see an egg on its own too. So do the egg upside down. Oh, I should have reloaded. I wasn't sure if I had quite a lot on there. Not enough, not enough. Okay. Eggs or hearts? Oh, sorry, I should go up higher. Hearts? Yeah. Hearts. Okay. Let's do hearts. Reload. Push and pull. Push and pull. That one went over a layer, so it's kind of a bit of a challenge, but it just worked in the end. Yes. Trying to figure out where else this will be the end of the journaling here, so that's where I'm going to go. Push, pull. Push, pull. Okay. long does it take to dry? A while, because that's very thick. And so when we did just these little individual droplets, those I did at the very beginning of the live, and they were pretty much dry at the end. But this will take considerably longer because it's really thick. Yeah? So if you can leave it overnight, that'd be great. But I appreciate not always possible. Right. Then, enamel dots to go next to my hearts. Where are they hiding underneath everything? Here they are. And I'm going to sneeze. Apologies. Sorry. Okay, maybe not. That blue is a nice match here, so. But I want the smaller ones. I don't actually, I still want 1, 2, 3. Okay. And Georgia likes the variety of colors in the Pops of Color line. I've just got this one, but I wanted to try one and use it for a whole month's kit and see what I thought before I added anything else. But yeah, I like the quality for the price point. It's nice. Yep. More little trees down here. I'm interested to see what happens with this one that went over the edge. This one went over an edge too, but it was a much flatter edge. So we'll see what happens. Right. Journaling's going to go in here. Too yellow. Match the basket. Georgia says, do I own Nuvo? I have, do I just have one? Yeah. So I have this Nuvo. And I can compare. Yes. So this is a pale pearlescent pink, pinky purple. I got a really big peak on that one, but that was just user error. There we go. Part of it is, I think, ingrained from years of Dairy Queen. I wondered about squeezing a heart instead of putting it on, but no, I prefer the heart the other way. And Nuvo feels thicker. Like, it takes a little bit more pushing on the tube. Yeah? Dahlia says she really enjoys watching everything to come together, although sometimes she's not sure about my choices along the way. Have faith. It'll work in the end. Okay, what else will I add to this? So my journaling is going to go up here. I think my journaling is going to be in gray. I may end up splattering a little bit more. I'm not too sure. There's a lot, I mean, obviously there's quite a lot of ink down the middle, but would it feel more connected to this side and this side if there's a little splatter of ink? Ding, ding, ding. I think yes. But I don't want to splatter while the drops are wet. So I think I will probably add a little bit of splatter here, here, here to coordinate once the journaling's done, once that's dry. changes that you might want to make. Obviously, if mixed media is not your thing, this could just be another sheet of pattern paper, and you wouldn't have to do any of this at all. Do this because you either enjoy it, like the process of it, or you like how it looks when it's done. Do not feel like you have to do that if you do neither of those things. If you don't like how it looks when it's done and you wish that was just a piece of pattern paper, decision made. If you don't enjoy the steps of smushing ink and going through a stencil and pooling those colors together, then decision made. You don't do that bit. Yeah? Because this layout construction will still work. If I didn't have ink here, I'd probably move this little cluster over a little bit and have the bunny come over here near the title. Yeah? Okay. Dahlia says this layout looks a little bit left side, right side brain, and this is the creative half, and this is the nice and orderly section. I think there's something to be said about that, and in design at all, because you want to balance your creative explosions a little bit sometimes, maybe. I don't know. I'm looking at it and thinking I might add another word to the title. I don't really like the idea of like Easter fun, but maybe Easter outing. Easter outside even seems relevant. So maybe I may add another, I can't do outside. I don't have another E. Anyway, I might do another word here once I've written the journaling and have an idea of all of that. If you're using different products and it's not an Easter layout, that's okay too. So you're just looking for a multicolored pattern here, a single colored pattern here that has the same color from this. Hello, Kelly. This could be 2 tags or 2 3x4 pieces. Equally could be other shapes, but you just want like a little grouping here. This could be your journaling card as well. If you put a paper down here, or you do a lot of ink that takes it over to here and you end up without a place to journal, you could just flip that tag the other way and journal onto that tag. Or this could be a journaling space. Yes. If you don't want to do small photos, you want to do big photo, no problem. You could do 1 4x6 across here and 2 little 3x4s up here, but then you're going to lose color space here, so you'd want to bring your colors in up here. In fact, if you kind of like how this looks, but you know you like really orderly pages, see if you've got 2 portraits and 1 landscape. Or even 1 portrait and 1 landscape. And do 4x6 landscape, 3x4 portrait, cut a box that fits all of that, which would then leave you with this open space over here. Plunk that box down here, and then add your elements that are the equivalent of these 3 pieces in the empty space on that box, and that will get you from this more chaotic, organic flow to something that's boxy, that might speak to your heart more if you like straight lines. Easter sun, yeah, that could really make sense there. You're right. Thank you for that. Yeah. Any other questions about things you might want to change, or have I covered the things that would probably work? Oh, if you wanted to make it a double page, I'm going to do a double that will follow this in my album, but if you wanted to do this a double page, 2 different ideas. Number 1, this is the right-hand side of the double, and you come over here, and this pattern or this pattern is what you have over here. And you don't need to put much, if any, ink on this side. Yeah? So then you could just use the other pieces in here, over here with that, and you wouldn't need to do more inking, but you could, because you could turn the whole thing upside down that way. And you could use the other almost 2/3 of a page of this over here and then have ink the other side of it. There we go. Oh, if you did make this a double and you did that, so you've got this big expanse of the Easter eggs, then put the rest of your photos, start them up top right. You might want photos all the way down, but start them top right so that they're on a diagonal from what you've got here. That'll work, that'll work. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you will sign up for the new class. Have I mentioned it? It's only $15 or 11 quid. You get a lot for that. And I'd really love to have you in class. My classes don't expire, by the way, so don't feel like you have to do it right then. If you want to save it for later, you can totally do that. But anyway, you can sign up for that at Shimelle.com. Thank you so much. You can either assemble your own kit to scrub along in April or May. Both lists are there in the description. I thank you so much for watching me. I'll be live again Monday, 1:30 p.m. UK time, or from Tomorrowland on the replay. If you watched this from the future, if you could leave it a comment to say you were here, that'd be awesome. And if you enjoyed it, if you could give me a thumbs up or a heart, I'd love it. Thank you so very, very, very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.